Hello everyone, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Or this evening, wherever you are in the world when you're watching. A huge shout out to you. Okay, so I wanted to look at the month of August going ahead. Just a general energy reading, and then we'll hone in on what August is going to be like for Donald Trump. And we also will take another look at that January 6th committee. Congressional committee, and perhaps if we've got time, throw a few cards on the main players, perhaps those Republican members of Congress who are implicated. Of course, we had this big news coming out that Trump has made calls in the past to the Department of Justice asking them to declare the election result corrupt, and eventually said just all you have to do is declare it as corrupt and then leave the rest to the Republican senators and me. So Trump has come out and said, you know, he was concerned about the integrity of the election, and that's why he said that. Yep. Okay. He's skating on very, very thin ice. And of course, someone has asked me a question directly. Will the January 6th committee find Trump guilty of inciting that insurrection, or of anything, orchestrating an attempted coup? So let's take a look first at the energies. Well, first of all, I just want to spray something around. I haven't done this for a while. I always find after I talk about Trump, I need to do something to cleanse the room. Okay, let's get started with these energies that we're sitting in. You know, I mean, I could be forgiven because of the situation in my own country with Delta breaking out and just not enough vaccines, particularly for young people, those that can't have AstraZeneca, even AstraZeneca supplies. So yeah, it's we've got 10 million people in lockdown, and it's just, I live on a major transport freight route, and we've had a number of scares. So at any day it can come anywhere. So we just don't seem to be able to get on top of it. And you people know the drill, particularly in those states where vaccination areas aren't high. You've got people in the ICU, including young people. So yeah, I feel that worry for my country, and that is causing me to feel like we're living in that uncertain world again. So bear with me. I do feel a little bit unnerved. I'm not sure whether that's my psychic senses kicking in or whether I'm just worried about those I know and love. Either way, it's a worrying time. All right, let's just take a look at August. What can you show us, Spirit? What can you show us about August? Show me August. Show me August 2020, the overarching energies, please. So I'm using my Muse Tarot. We've got the Hermit here, so isolation, review, introspection. That's not surprising. That seems to be a pandemic card. You know, no growth is without its pain, and so we're all getting lessons here regardless. And there are lessons that we need to hear them. It's not business as usual. I've done a lot of readings on the times that we're living in, and we're not through it yet. And so we've got this isolation, the Hermit card. This is Virgo as well. It is September, associated with September energy. That is the season, Virgo season. So we could be seeing, certainly here in Australia, we could be seeing some relief in September. Let's keep going. Yeah, the Knight, challenged by the Knight of Wands. This is movement forward. So why aren't we moving forward in a number of areas? Why? That's what the August energy is asking us. What do we need to do? Where do we need to put our focus, our motivation? We're just not moving forward. And the reason why, I guess, is we're not facing some kind of truth. We're not facing some kind of truth. I think we all expected one way or another the ship to righten, if that's a word, the ship to stabilise. But we're not there yet. And so we're having to think about what's stopping this movement forward. You know, there's all sorts of reasons beyond, around. Whenever I've read those countries, those developing countries that can't get access to the vaccine, the India was manufacturing 65% of the world's vaccines but didn't vaccinate its own population. And so the plague went right through it. I'm just going to call it the plague because it reminds me of a book by Albert Camus, my favourite writer. He was a French writer in the 40s, I think, 1940s. He was known as an existentialist, and I studied him at uni, and there is a novel that he wrote called The Plague. And some of those lessons come through around the bourgeois society who, didn't heed the call, didn't want to lock down businesses. If you're up for a read, by all means, check that book out. It's a classic. It's a French classic. It's written in English, but it's a French. He was a French person. So there's this real ironic kind of energy around it. It's like the theatre of the absurd. And maybe this is what I'm picking up, the theatre of the absurd. One way or another, whichever standpoint you come from, there is an absurdity about the times that we live in. The Ace of Cups, though, is the foundation of the reading. August, some of this energy is around getting in touch with our emotions. What have we boarded up? What don't we express? What part of our deep wellspring are we not in touch with? The Ace of Cups. It's the strength of this reading. And what is the Ace of Cups? It's a new start. But right now our movement forward is limited. So the Nine of Wands in the past. This is sacral chakra. This is around, the Nine of Wands is around those boundaries, saying no, where we need to stop, how much is enough. How much is absurd? How much is detrimental? Is it too late? This is in the past. Did we put those boundaries around? Did we heed the call or heed the lesson? Nine of Wands. What's in the sky? The Hierophant. This is, if nothing else, a deeply spiritual time that we live in terms of forging connections with, I just want to say 5D type energies, even though that's a buzzword. It's about those higher energies. New energies coming in and new ways of doing things. There's a lot of work going on in various quarters, in various sections of society around bringing forward these new energies. Let's see what's in the immediate future. The Page of Cups. Everything is going to surprise us in August. There are huge surprises left. When we think that we're not surprised about political leaders, about what's going on in society, around the theatre of the absurd, around the greed, around the inequalities, whatever is your focus, just when we think we can't be surprised, guess what? We're surprised again. The world, cosmos in the here and now. Wow, these are pretty powerful cards. Is it too late? I watched a reading by Gary Champion. He's a psychic medium. He's got this really slow... He's on YouTube. You can Google him and find him. He's got this really slow, ironic way of speaking. And his guides are telling him that it may be too late in terms of climate change. For some, I think it is. But I still think the younger generation coming through now can make a difference where we perhaps didn't. So I'm still hopeful. The world, we've got something huge ending. We're in a huge Pluto, Saturn, Uranus energy. Neptune in Pisces. You look at the astrology. This is I don't have words for it. It's the ending of a cycle. And what happens when something comes to an end? It is inevitable. It is guaranteed. When something ends, something new begins. Somewhere. Something new begins. The environment around is the King of Pentacles. Really, what is Donald Trump? Which was why I started this channel, because I, was so gobsmacked that he and his band of thieves could even get to such a position as a leader, so-called leader. King of Pentacles is in the environment around. And so he's a metaphor. He's a metaphor for what is wrong and what is ending. So, let's see what's in the hope. The Death card. The end. We hope to bring the cycle to a close of greed, of how much is enough or how much is not enough. The world, literally, the world is at stake. Death. Death and the Hermit card. COVID. The lessons here in August are around the pandemic and everything, this cycle that we've been in. The priestess, intuition. She's holding the moon here. The tip is in the palm of her hand. The subconscious mind, what are we gestating? The divine feminine. August, things coming to the surface, secrets, more. I call them secrets, but more things will be revealed. Just when we think we've been surprised, hang on to your seat, we've got more revelations. The Ace of Pentacles, the earthly energy, the currency that we all live by. Ace of Pentacles can be the money stream, it can be big business, it can be greed, but on the other side of the coin, it is living more intuitively. This is a spiritual movement as much as anything else. At the end of everything, this is a huge, huge transformation. Six of Wands. We will have some victory in beginning again, even though what is being revealed to us is almost like the old is being shown, and we get to decide how we want to go on. At the base of the pack, the Two of Cups and the Magician manifesting new relationships, new unity. The Two of Cups, new partnerships, new ways of doing things. And the Star. If we didn't think that there was healing, there is healing on offer for us, even though the ramifications of these cards of this time there's something new being birthed. And I particularly like the energy from this card. So don't lose hope, no matter how absurd it all gets. Don't lose hope. Set your intention. Start your own manifestation. Be your own high priestess. Okay. That was pretty heavy reading. I actually might leave that there and then I'll open up, change decks, give myself a spray because of the nature of that reading, and I'll do some political tarot. So thank you for tuning in.